Alright everyone, here she is. It has been a while. So here is my Renault Clio Sport 172, and it's safe to say, yeah, it's seen better days. So I bought this car about 3 months ago, here or thereabouts, and as you can see, it's in a pretty similar state to when we bought it. Now, since I've owned this car, I've had an unbelievable amount of bad luck, because every time I touch it, something goes wrong that delays it by weeks and weeks. And I've not driven this car for now over 2 months, and it's just been sat down here kind of rotting underneath that tree. But we've now got a deadline to hit, because in 2 months time I've got my first track day booked in this thing, and we're going to Gaston track. We've got to get it 100% complete, oil leaks done. Gaston track this year is at Silverstone, so we've got to get this thing ready for Silverstone to drive me there, do a whole day of track driving, and then drive me back. So can we get my abandoned Clio ready for Gaston track in July? Well, we better get cracking, and let's rewind a few weeks to when I started to try and take the wheels off, because even that was a task. Honestly, I think I'd give up working on cars. The easy bit, the bit just removing the wheels, and all the bolts were insanely tight on there, so like none of them was coming off. I've managed to do every single one apart from one. Of course, there's always one that's not come off. It's been rounded to every single one is now loose except one. It's taken hours. Like the wheels should have been off, cleaned, probably prepped by now, ready to paint, but I started at 1 o'clock and it's now nearly 4 o'clock, and I can't get the wheels off. I've snapped every 19mm bit I have, which is like 3 different pieces. That was once straight, it's now insanely bent. Look at this 19mm, just snapped. Every single one has gone like that. I just don't know what to do, honestly. This is the lot. If this doesn't get it out, then no. And this is where I made everything worse. I've been drilling at this for a while. This thing is still nowhere near coming off. Drill bits are snapping. This is the last project car. Say goodbye to the channel. I'm deleting everything. Goodbye. After this meltdown and calling upon multiple people to help get the wheel off, I was finally happy again. Oh my god, did I not think that wheel would ever come off? But it is, and it has. So this is actually the problem right here. We have got the bolt that we absolutely massacred to get out of there, and the thread itself, we've gone through the bottom of the thread there, which is a pain. It means we haven't drilled it in straight, and it means I'm probably going to need a new hub. I've had a thought, because this is actually where one of the oil leaks is, which is right in there, and when we have to change all this, I'm pretty sure the rest of this has to come apart anyway. So when we take it in to get that oil change done at the garage, I may as well just buy a cheap second-hand hub and then get them to put the new one on when they put it all back together, right? That makes more sense to me. Oh, and here is the state of the wheel, by the way. We did clip the wheel a little bit when drilling this out. Now the problem wheel was off, I could jack up the car and take the rest of the wheels off. We could then begin the preparation stage, and first off was giving the wheels a good clean, making sure we got every speck of dirt off. Now the wheels were clean, we began rubbing them down with a special gritty foam pad which takes the shine off, creating a matte finish which the paint will stick much better to. And then we blasted and wiped them down to get the remaining dust off, at which point we could start masking up. We started with priming the exposed metal on the damaged wheel that was caused by trying to remove the wheel nut to make sure the paint will properly stick. And talking of paint, it was time to mix up the new colour for the wheels, and the colour we went for was a gunmetal grey, and this is to match the colour of the wheels that I have on my Porsche, but more on that later. So right here I'm adding a paint thinner, and the mix was half paint, half thinner, and I've never used this stuff before, but boy did it have a strong smell. After giving that a little stir, I poured it into the spray gun bucket, and then it was time to finally get rid of that disgusting green and apply the new colour. Now I'd just like to say neither myself or Ailbhe had done a lot of spraying in the past, so this would be a first for both of us. Now for those who are wondering why we aren't priming the wheels before we paint, well that is because these wheels have been powder coated, and the powder coat kind of acts like a primer, and luckily for us these wheels were actually in really good condition, which made our job easier, apart from one of them, but we'll gloss over that, no pun intended. Oh mate,
a little sparkle on it.
In the sun is, oh mate, that's gonna look sick when it's done. Jeez, that looks unreal.
It's one of the bad boys.
Oh mate, that's like the perfect colour. With the wheels being in the baking sun, it meant the paint was drying fast, and before you know it, our first wheel was done. Now it seems like this car is finally coming together, but what's going to help me push on that bit further is this Carly home scanner tool. Now this little tool here is actually an OBD scanner that you plug into your car and will read and tell you everything about your vehicle. And once connected to the Carly app on your phone, it can scan through everything on your car and see if there's any issues that have come up. And in some some cases, you can actually customize your car. For instance, when I had my BMW 1 Series, if I had a tool like this at the time, I could have plugged it in and given myself a digital speedo on the dash, which would have been sick. And what's so nice about this Carly tool is that it is so small, you can literally keep it in your glove box, you can keep it on you at all times. So if you're driving and an engine light comes up, you can pull over, plug it in, and Carly will tell you exactly what's wrong with your car. And sometimes, if there is a problem, it will tell you how to fix it, which could save you thousands on garage repairs. And don't think that this little tool here won't give you the same level of diagnostics as a manufacturer, because this thing has over 150,000 codes on it that it will run through. And I know that sounds complicated, but Carly take all the codes and everything and just make it very, very simple. So even someone like me who has clearly no knowledge on cars can read it and see what the problem is. So for instance, right now I've got the Carly scanner plugged in and scanning on my phone. The car has just finished scanning and we have 17 issues, which yeah, it's found a fair few, but if it's just brakes and airbag, then I am pretty happy with that. So if I clear these issues now, hopefully some of the airbag lights won't go and maybe the ABS one will clear. We're not sure. Let's see. We'll clear the codes, rescan it, and see what it comes up with. So it's just finished scanning again, and we've gone from 17 issues to 15? 13. We've lost 5 of the issues again. So we've lost a few of the airbag lights, which I'm presuming is the lights I've plugged for the steering wheel. But what's nice is I can take all these issues to my local mechanic or search them up on the smart Carly mechanic and start ordering parts that I can do myself. So if you want a Carly scanner yourself, you can use my discount code BATES or use the link in my description or bio on Instagram, and you can get yourself a little discount on a Carly device. So thank you, Carly, for sponsoring today's video, and let's get back to the build. Oh, that's actually class. Not seeing no green. Not seeing any green. Still not seeing green. Oh mate, the green's gone. Mate, we've done a solid job on this. There's a bit in there actually. That just wants a quick go over.
It's like tiny patches,
yeah, but
isn't it?
the wheels upright.
Oh, that was unbelievable, Jeff. Yeah, to be honest, you're not wrong. That looks sick, mate. We've done a job there. There's 3 of us now on this, so we're making some good progress. This wheel is completely finished. We're happy with the way this has turned out. It looks insane with the metallic fleck, and it's like a satin gloss mix. It's really, really nice. This one, we just had a couple of drips, so I had to quickly sand a couple bits back and just go over it again. That's now drying. This is the wheel that is a bit mashed from that incident with the bolt. Now we've got Connor who's joined us, and he's going to be taking out the seats so that we can test fit the roll cage. The bolt to get these seats out, that's one of the holes there to get the bolt out. And then before we put the wheels on, we're actually going to be doing the brake calipers as well. We're going to mask up around it and do these on the car. I mean, this one, there is like nothing to it, so this should be nice and easy. We're going to do this in the other colour we have, not the grey, to match the roll cage. The seat is out.
This one was a bit weird because it was like in the heat shield where the exhaust is.
Oh yeah.
Oh mate, they look insane. They're going to be high up though, aren't they? Once they're on the rails and they're going to be up here. Cool, this thing couldn't really get much lighter, but we've just done it.
Time to take the second one out.
Yeah, I'm real. Yeah, we'll get it in. See, we'll try and see the angle we can get it in at that doesn't.
Just take the door.
Yeah, it's better to do it while it's still.
Probably from the passenger side because the steering wheel.
Yeah, good shout. I would not have done that. I would have struggled.
I definitely would. Yeah, I would have gone in driver's side.
While Connor and Ailbhe got on with removing the passenger seat, I began mixing up more paint to start painting the final 2 wheels. And after I got the first coat on, the seat was ready to be removed and the roll cage could be lifted in place. That does actually go in there so well.
Fits in so good.
Yeah, literally.
I thought it was going to be a lot harder to get in.
Yeah, same. That's actually gone in really easy. Now the cage was in place, me and Connor began drilling all the holes and test fitting all the bolts to make sure when the fresh paint was on there was no risk of damaging it. Once we were happy with the holes in the position, we took the cage back out and began sanding it all down. First with a rough sandpaper to get all the old paint off, and then we wet sanded it to make it come up really smooth. In the time we did all that, the last 2 wheels had dried and were ready to be lacquered, so I removed the rest of the masking, got them out the shed so that we could begin the primering of the cage. A few coats of primer later and the cage was ready for paint, and the colour we had chosen for the cage and calipers was Tiffany Blue. Now this was a rogue colour choice, and to be exact, this is actually a Porsche paint to sample colour called Mint Green, and it is the closest paint colour to Tiffany Blue, and yes, this is to match the Tiffany Blue decals I have on my Porsche, so you may be able to see the direction which we are taking the Clio, and I can't wait to see them next to each other when this is done. But I'm pretty certain we can call this a 1-of-1 Clio after this. What do you think? While we waited for the paint to dry on the cage, we began sanding and wire brushing the brake calipers, as these these were also going Tiffany blue. Now we were going to be painting the calipers on the car, so we had to really mask everywhere we could to avoid getting paint anywhere we didn't want it. And with it all prepped, we could now begin the spraying, starting with a couple coats of primer. And while we were at it, we actually decided to paint the front and back badges too, as they were looking a bit tatty. With the primer now dry, we could then apply the paint, and boy was this starting to look really good. Same goes with the badges, and then while they were drying, the boys started to lacquer the cage. With the paint now dry on the calipers, lacquer applied, we could then remove all the masking, which went well.
Definitely got a little bit on the disc.
Oh god, why are you laughing? Oh no.
It comes off though.
Oh, there's a bit on the arm. There's a little bit on that arm.
Oh, look at this, mate. This is perfect.
Yeah, cheer that. This is perfect. Not my words.
Look at the size of that, it's like a digestive.
Getting insanely gas. That's not bad at all, that. Oh, it's looking better.
So obviously had to mask in there and clean that is, mate.
Fair play. They look sick.
Oh, amazing. Oh, there's a little bit of mess down there.
Oh, I'm gassed now. Right, cage, innit? It doesn't look awful.
It's a bit noddy, but it's alright.
It's, yeah, when the car ain't silver no more. That doesn't actually look that bad either. That was the bad one as well. With the light fading on us fast, we decided to get the cage in as the last thing we did that day. And with the holes already being drilled, this made for an easy install. You in position?
Yeah.
I'm in position, boy. Now this cage wasn't a cage you had to weld in. All we had to do was drop the bolts through and screw on the plates on the other side. And once they were done up tight, the cage was complete. Alright, today is the day we get the wheels on, we get the seats in, and we get it off these blocks and back on the floor. We wanted to do this the other day, but because it got so dark, we thought, you know what, let's just save it and do it in daylight so we can properly see this car when it's back on the ground again. And Connor and Ailbhe have actually left me on my own to complete this. So God knows how this is going to go. Let's find out. It is time to get all these wheels and these seats in, but we're going to start off with the seats. Now, I've gone and bought loads of fresh bolts for the seats, and we've got some new wheel bolts as well. These rails made for this car, so they fit right over the holes already. Right, these bolts are simply too long. I bought the same size that came off the car, but we had a deep socket to remove it. And now Connor and Ailbhe aren't here, they've taken their deep socket back with them. So I've decided they don't need to be that long, and I'm gonna cut them down to like half the size because I'm just working with a standard socket. All right, let's see how this goes. Oh! After cutting down 8 bolts half the size, I was ready to put them back in the car. How finished is that blade? Is that close to being death? All those are solid. That is the first rail in. Get gassed. Yeah, my prediction's correct. That doesn't fit. It doesn't line up with the runners there or there, but that in there looks unreal, to be fair. I think I may have made this work. This black one matched up with the silver one this side, kind of lines up, like it's really close. I might have to drill some holes because these bolts line up, but I think the silver ones don't line up with the holes that are in the runners. I'm going to sit in it and hopefully it goes well. But this is really first time getting in it with an actual bucket seat. Oh, it is really high up though, with a helmet on as well. I'm going to be like locked in it. We might have to abort the bucket seats for now. I'll wait until we have Ailbhe and Connor back. Let's get the wheels on, let's get this down on the ground, and then we can worry about the seats another day. Alright boys, it is that time. We are about to drop this thing on the floor for the first time in weeks. Now we lower. Oh. Oh yes. Jeez, it's off. Take a look at the finished product. Well, not finished, but you know what I mean. Finished for this episode. How good does it look now with the grey wheels, the Tiffany brake calipers, and then we can kind of see the cage in the back. Take a look at that. That cage with the bucket seat on its proper wheels now, with the green gone. How much better is this? That's the one bit of green left on the exterior. Oh, the Tiffany calipers are making it. For the grey and the Tiffany go so well together. And that cage, oh, I am so pleased. That wheel, yeah, it is a bit mashed up, but what can you do? That's just a scar at this point. Let me know what you guys think of this transformation. Yes, it's taken a while to get to this point, but we're getting there now. We're making progress. That Tiffany roll cage is a joke. But if you guys have made it to this point in the video, please leave a like and subscribe down below because more videos are coming on this. We are far from done. We have got a long way to go, but we're getting there. We have got the Clio now from looking abandoned and looking semi like it has a bit of love. Follow me on Instagram, follow Connor and Ailbhe on Instagram as well for helping out because they've done absolute bits to this build. Thank you guys for watching and I'll catch you guys in the next one.